friends. Today we're going to start a small herb garden and talk a little bit about the benefits of gardening with children. So first thing we're going to do is open our little bag of soil and put it in our bin. I like to use one of these bins when I'm working with potting soil because it allows you to really scoop into it and also add any like bone meal or other soil amendments that you would like to add while you're planting your plants. So we're going to plant basil, parsley, and lemon balm today in our 3 little pots. I thought these herbs would be a fun idea because they each have very different textures, tastes, and smells that you can play with, which is great for sensory for younger children, but also everybody. So first, we're going to fill up one of our pots with some soil. We're going to leave it a couple inches from the top and shake our soil level. Then we will open up our lemon balm. I like to open them up from the bottom so that we can still read the title on the top and the instructions for afterwards, because we're definitely not going to fit all of these in one pot. So we'll take a tiny pinch, maybe let's say between 5 and 10 seeds, and we'll sprinkle it around the top of our soil, and then we can put the rest of our seeds back in. Then we'll take a little bit of soil on the tip of our trowel and sprinkle it around. We only want to put maybe 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of soil back on top of our little lemon balm seeds. And then we can fold up the bottom so we don't lose the rest of our seeds. And they'll keep for a year or two, maybe the germination won't be as good, and then you can plant some more elsewhere in your garden or save them for next year. And then we have our watering can, and we will give it a nice little sprinkle around. Fresh potting soil takes a little bit to soak in, so we'll just do a little sprinkle, let it soak for a little bit, and then do again. One of the really nice things, if you're wondering how to keep your herbs the correct level of dampness as they grow, is because the top will dry out, and so we can't really tell from just touching the top, but what we can do is to lift it up. And if it's got some nice weight to it, then it's still damp enough, even if the top few millimeters are a little dry. If it feels light as a feather, then you definitely need some water. So what are some of the many ways that gardening helps child development? For toddlers, one of the big things is fine motor. There's the pinching of seeds and dropping them precisely where they go. There's the picking of tiny weeds. All of this pinching is great skill building for later pencil holding and scissor use. There's also all the sensory in the garden. The smells, the touch, the wet, the dry. It's great to make a small area in the garden or set aside a pot and a little bit of dirt where they can just mix and touch and make a big mess. Messy play outside and the garden are wonderful together. For school-age children, there's direct observation and experimentation that just naturally takes place while you're gardening. Children are able to see what's happening and make theories about it, and then watch over time as their theories are either proven true or it's time to make new theories. This sets up great beginning for science classes. There's also math, especially around time. When we're gardening, we're spending a lot of time thinking about when to plant things, how long they'll take so that they grow and are done so that we can eat them before winter hits us. Problem solving, and for when we're planning what to put in our garden and where to put it, is another thing that we can work on with school-age children. We can sit down and make a gardening plan together, thinking about what each member of the family likes to eat and how much room we have in our garden. Children also receive many benefits from leading when they're working in the garden. If they are able to make some decisions and do some of the steps on their own, they can make mistakes and learn from those mistakes in a safe space. They also learn from seeing adults who are also willing to try new things and make mistakes. This helps us all become lifelong learners. The other thing that's great for all ages is that being in the garden, in the sunlight, in the fresh air, feeling the soil, smelling all of the different herbs and grass is a great sensory experience that helps regulate and calm us all. Thank you for gardening with me today. I hope you had fun playing and learning together. Please join us on Monday to share your gardening experiences with your child and ask your gardening questions.